GES?
Yes, I am.
Good.
And you're on video.
Up on video?
Yes.
Again? Everybody keeps filming me here. It's so funny.
Okay, so we're doing our video wrap-up from the 2009 Game Education Summit here in Pittsburgh, and I think it's been a really interesting 2 days. This is our first kind of coverage of a game-specific conference, but as we've started to work with virtual worlds and a lot of that 3D technology, we've realized that more and more there's a lot that can be gotten from understanding how creating and teaching a game design is working.
Yeah, it was a good round of sessions, a lot of two keynotes, one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. Sessions, 4 concurrent tracks on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday. Really just a lot of great content and a lot of crossover really between the concepts that they were talking about, because of course it's technology driven and content driven, or content based really. So a lot of concepts that they were talking about really instrumental in or parallel to what we kind of use in geospatial technologies as well.
I mean, really, that's a good point, because there's a lot of issues related to a GI science and geospatial technology. So the technologies themselves versus the data, so the content and how it meshes together with the technology. And that's really one of the issues that was highlighted a lot here in session and tracks about games and narratives. So creating the story that makes the game go, if you will. And a lot of it related to how you would teach those types of things, those design elements that aren't strictly mechanical, and really, but then also how the mechanics fit in. So I think there's a lot of parallels. We got a lot of interesting content, about video game vocabulary and things like that. So if you're beginning to look at going into virtual worlds or using virtual worlds, I mean, these are important things because, the numbers from the Pew Internet study came up again in a couple of sessions. Over 90%, varies depending on which age group you're talking about, have played video games, so they understand that vocabulary. And I think it's really important to begin to look at, how video games are made, because those same concepts can really cross over into a lot of areas.
So I don't know, what kind of did you see here that you really liked?
Well, again, I was really interested in the track and sessions on Tuesday, which were on games and narrative, and some of the issues involved in how important narrative is to the game design, to the technology, but it got me thinking about questions about how you present content, which is really what a lot of my research is about. So whereas I'm more interested in pulling in digital representations of real-world data, and then I want to get across information, a lot of the issues that are facing game designers and game story writers really are relevant. So how do you then create a world that you move through and then embed information in? Because it's the same idea whether you're using it for entertainment, for research, or for education.
And I think that, really a lot of that was borne out. And really, some of the things that were talked about here could and probably should be looked at by a lot of geospatial technology faculty and teachers about how they're designing the curricula, how they're moving beyond some of the technical concepts and trying to push concepts like leadership and personal intercommunication type of skills. That was a big thing in the EA keynote on Wednesday morning. And I think, you might want to go over and check it out. A lot of the video from this is going to be available at gameeducationnetwork.com. And, of course, there'll probably be links from it from the gameeducationsummit.com website as well.
And we've got a couple interviews that we were able to catch here, as well as our assessment of some of the sessions and some of the things that we were able to get to and see. And then also over the coming months, we may have some follow-ups as well, because we've really made a lot of interesting connections here, and it's really given us a lot of cool new ideas.
And so from between I-376 and the Mon River, that's about it for our Game Education Summit wrap-up.